What is the biggest risk to that constructive view that you have?
Well, the biggest risk is some combination of geopolitics and policy error, right? If you look at the continuum of risk between U.S. and China sort of as a macro economy matter, the U.S. is right now, there was a hot and cold period, right? Whether we were going to be in recession or have too much inflation. I'd probably say today the mark-to-market, I think you'd agree, is that the U.S. economy is growing. The question is whether it'll overheat. We've got underlying factors that are fundamentally inflationary, right? You have some deglobalization, you have climate transition, you have defense spending around the world, and then you have cohorts of folks that didn't get the stimulus, but they got the inflation. They need to be careful. That's sort of all kind of an inflationary dynamic, and then, of course, potential for tariffs, potential for emigration. Those could all be inflationary, but they could also be part of a pro-growth economy where rates are higher, but rates are higher in the context of growth, not of inflation that is beyond that growth. In China, you have, of course, quite a different story. The battles between growth and deflation. So you have U.S. growth and inflation, Chinese growth and deflation. As you know, the Chinese have taken steps. They've injected a bunch of liquidity. They've lowered interest rates. They've lowered mortgage rates. They've made home ownership more attractive. So the initial monetary stimulus has been there, and the fiscal stimulus is coming, whether it's in the real estate space. Remember that 30% of Chinese household savings are effectively, that disposable income is in savings. So there is some firepower there, and once the provincial governments can get after real estate and some of the banking sector, there's a potential for China to slowly work its way out of that deflation. So you have sort of the Chinese risk is further deflation, a lack of confidence, and probably the U.S. risk on the margin is that there is, there's excess inflation.
Are you concerned that a trade war may be on the horizon, a US-China trade war under an incoming Trump administration, and is that going to be an issue that puts us back on the path towards recession?
Well, the trade discussion's on the table. It will be on the table, but as I just described it, Sri, if you have on the one hand the risk of deflation, the Chinese want to grow out of that, and you have on the U.S. side the potential for excess inflation and sort of bond vigilantes coming out on the long end. There's kind of a mutually unified motivation to kind of bring rational thinking to a solution that is pro-growth for both economies. It may not be simple to get there, but policymakers have a path.